Welcome back to another council review. We got the four of us as usual. We got Albert, Kelvin, Avik, and Tegu. Yes. So this time we're
Mm-hmm.
going to be reviewing She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, episode 6. This is going to be a spoiler review, so if you guys haven't watched She-Hulk episode 6, go ahead and watch that first and then come back to this video to hear our thoughts. So yeah, that's your spoiler warning for She-Hulk episode 6. All right, so let's get started with it. All right, let's
Yeah.
be real about this. Straightforward to it. It's not an exciting episode at all. Everyone on agreement.
It is
Everyone
the
on
most
agreement on that.
filler. It is the most filler episode so far.
Yeah, pretty much. This episode really did
And
nothing.
in their defense, and I don't. It's a fair defense, but it still doesn't. I still don't care for the episode. I think maybe there's like one or two good stuff, but in their defense, the fact that they opened with a fourth wall break of Jennifer Walters saying this is going to be a self-contained wedding episode, and if you think this is in a very inappropriate and inconvenient time in the series, you're right, because that's what happened in weddings, which is kind of a meta joke, which is kind of true because weddings usually happens like kind of weird time in people's life, everyone else's life, like during the timeline wise. But yeah, I mean,
Uh,
I appreciate the meta joke, but I still think this is a pretty weak episode because it's super filler.
I would say this is the weakest episode. I really just don't care anything about this.
Yeah.
I want to say this is the weakest episode. Yeah. Tago, do you have any thoughts on this episode
yeah, it's pretty. I didn't like it.
at all?
Nope.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
that was
I don't think it
it
was that
was-
like yeah. Outside of the meta jokes at the start, I don't think it was funny.
no, it wasn't funny
No.
at all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not. The Mr. Immortal part
And
was
the
pretty.
description was also like what? Oh, like with like a very She-Hulk problems in wedding. Like none of that was like very
I
She-Hulk.
know what it says. Jen is a bridesmaid in a friend's wedding, a stressful event compounded by uniquely She-Hulk issues. Like I give a toss. Like I care. So such a riveting story.
It was
Yeah.
I did not like
It's
this.
not riveting.
So this is episode 6. We still got 7, 8, 9. No, I think the problem with episode 6, alright, is I think everyone's expectation is very high coming into it because remember episode 5 ending was showing Daredevil's costume,
Daredevil's,
at least the
Daredevil's
helmet.
helmet. Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of us is kind of like, oh, Daredevil's gonna show up in the next episode, you know? And then
Mhm.
turns out it's this. So I mean, we even talked about that I think when we were reviewing episode 5. I think I said I
Yeah.
was going to be very disappointed if I don't see Daredevil in episode 6, and yeah, it definitely was. Yeah, I
See,
think partly is that as
I
well.
I was not. Yeah, I was super excited for Daredevil, but I wasn't. I guess I wasn't like crazy disappointed that Daredevil didn't show up in this one because they set my expectation in the opening scene. Where as soon as they say
Yeah,
this is
that's
a
true.
self-contained wedding episode, I was like, oh, so that's what we're doing in this episode. I remember that in the trailer. No chance we're seeing Daredevil in this episode. So my expectation was set in that way, so I wasn't disappointed. Though it's still a it doesn't progress. It's super filler like an anime, like literally it doesn't progress anything in the story. The Titania
Nope,
came back in this one. I don't think it helps anything with the Titania storyline at all. It just, I
nothing.
mean, there's more comedy, I guess, but really nothing. The Law and Order stuff, with what's her name,
Mr.
Mallory,
Immortal and Mallory
Mr. Immortal,
and Nikki.
Mallory and Nikki, like the Mallory and Nikki
Yeah.
stuff. I guess it's a good friendship. We see that more dynamic. But the Mr. Immortal stuff is like it's really weak as well. Like the court case, really weak. I'm starting to really think that there was this rumor flying around in the beginning when the show started that the writers don't know how to write a court case, and they're just doing it like, you know what, let's just do whatever for the court drama. And I'm starting to really think that that's the case. Like they're more comedy writers, and they're not like law like court trial like writers. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like they're just really
Yeah, it
struggling
felt
with
that
this
way.
pride.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really off basically. Nikki is great though. I quite like Nikki when she's just like
fair.
sitting on the table, listing out like, okay, you get this, you get this, you get an apology with eye contact for 20 seconds.
No
That
more
was
than
pretty good.
15
Yeah.
was the
Yeah.
specific.
Uh, yeah. Is Mr. Immortal like in the comics?
Thought he
I
is.
I
Is it a
tried to
thing in
look
the
it up, but
comics?
I don't. It's not. He's. I don't remember. I think he sort of is, but he's not a comical figure. Well, okay, by comical I mean like comedic figure, like in this one. He's like kind of a
Yeah.
superhero. So they made him just
Oh,
like
is he a
a.
superhero?
I think he's
Oh,
part of a. I'm trying to remember what he's a part of because I read. I've never read a comic arc with him, but I've seen him in like one of the. I read those like Marvel Know Your Heroes encyclopedia book, so I've seen his name before. I just don't remember where it's from.
Mm.
So
mm,
something that's in the
it's
comics
pretty.
though is. Go ahead.
What is it? No, go ahead, go ahead.
Something that's in the comics though is intelligentsia, which was mentioned in this one. And sort of in this one, they sort of make intelligentsia like a dark web Reddit like
Yeah,
group in
dark
a
web
way.
Reddit,
Yeah,
basically. Yeah.
yeah, it's a dark web Reddit. Yeah, it's
Even the
weird.
In
the
a,
layout is like the same. Everything just the
It's
same
like web,
yeah,
font.
Oh
yeah, but
no,
like web
no, it's just 4chan.
2.1.0, you
This is
know?
just 4chan.
Yeah, it's
It is
4chan
4
basically.
it's
So it's
4chan.
4chan is basically what they made.
yeah. But yeah, in the
Yeah.
comics, intelligentsia is a very short-lived kind of not really. It wasn't really a thing, but it's basically at one point it's a group of the Marvel's criminal minds together. Like there is the leader who we're gonna see in
Um,
we're gonna see it in Captain America: New World Order. Modoc, the Tinkerer, I think, is in there, and like Doctor Doom at one point, and Egghead. So they're like this super smart super group, but they're not really a thing. It's like sort of like a one-off kind of. So yeah,
So
Yeah,
this
yeah.
this time it'll just be like a forum of intelligent villains.
Oh, it's the shit posters.
Shit posters.
Making
something
bad
something
memes.
to
Yeah.
do something to do with the Wrecking Crew, I guess, because that was in the ending, and I'm jumping ahead here,
Yeah.
but that was in the ending, right? The Wrecking Crew and whatever. So I guess we'll sort of see that
Yeah, they
a
made an
little bit.
upgraded needle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, an upgraded needle.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, we really don't get to see much of like the. I guess we did get to see the recurring villain, Titania, but yeah, no, that's not it.
That whole fight scene is a
And
bit.
then
That whole fight
the
scene is
wrecking
a bit
crew.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
I
makes no
guess so.
sense. Like no, she
I
got
mean,
punched in the face by She-Hulk. No problem. And then she slipped
yeah,
on
she
ice.
trips.
Big problem. Her teeth fell off. How you break your teeth
What's
slipping
that?
on
Yeah.
ice but not getting punched by She-Hulk? I don't get it.
well, I don't. Well,
I mean,
yeah.
Albert's like, well, I slipped on ice before and I knocked all my teeth out.
Well, no, I have. Okay, story time. My sister. This is weird. Me and my sister were fighting for the remote, and she
Okay.
she like grabbed my head and slammed it to the ground, and I chipped a part of my tooth.
Oh wow.
We
No,
were
but you did
kids.
to
slip
be
on.
fair-
You did slip on ice.
No, here's the
Yeah.
thing.
And I've never
funny
been
thing,
punched in the face,
like,
so I don't know if it will break my teeth or not.
what she said was what's the name? Veneers, not her teeth. Veneers is that means her teeth condition is very screwed up right now if she's using
What the
that.
hell's, what's veneers?
Yeah, what is a veneer? I didn't
Let
understand
me
it.
let me share a screen real quick, alright? Veneer
What a
is
veneer.
something celebrity use. It's actually a lot of dentists doesn't want to put this on people. Like yeah. The, so let me just show you real quick. Am I sharing my screen?
Yeah.
So
Loading.
it's kind of like
Oh, these
this.
things, yeah.
So this is your actual teeth, this is the veneers. So it's kind of like a
Yeah,
fake
yeah.
teeth that you just kind of put over your bad teeth. But this is if I'm
Oh,
not wrong,
putting over it.
I didn't read much.
Yeah, over it, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't read much into this, so I might be wrong. But to what I know, it has really bad effect on your teeth. it can look like that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
nasty. Okay.
So yeah, so
I mean,
that's
technically,
what.
her teeth does
So
look like that
people with
after
like,
it's,
yeah, we get to see that her teeth is pretty bad, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was
For
like
a
that
split
basically.
second, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what a veneer is. Yeah, it's
Ah.
something just put over your teeth so that it looks white and good. Yeah.
Fair.
The more you know, the more you know.
Yeah. Dentist talk by
Yeah.
Kelvin. Dr. Kelvin.
Dentist talk right
Dr.
there.
Kelvin.
Damn.
But yeah,
Yeah.
for what it's worth, I think the fight scene was okay. I mean, I'm kind of glad it didn't go like full erupt fight scene because it's a wedding. Like you don't want to destroy a wedding, so I guess it's kind of okay that it's like that.
Yeah.
And also, Jamila Jamil is great as Titania. I really like her as Titania. I think she's nailing the part of just the serious but also comedic at the same time, and it's very much making fun of influencer culture in a way, and I kind of like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, that
so
part's
weird
nice, I
though
guess.
seeing
Mm-hmm.
her go from, because I watched her first from The Good Place. If you guys know that
Yeah, she's good in
series,
a good place.
you know,
Yeah.
I watch her in that, and then like seeing this, I'm like, oh, very different.
Fair.
Yeah. Is there anything else to talk about here? Lulu is quite a jerk though. I don't like her at all. Not quite. She is. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
What is it?
if in her defense, again, if you're at a wedding and one of your friends is a superhero, you don't want them to show off.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair,
Yeah, I guess so, but it's kind of like, no, I mean like she's also kind of like doing the whole like, oh, you do the laundry, can you clean up the.
Okay, yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's
okay,
that one is
fine.
unfair. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
and then you're
She-Hulk
like,
part I
your
get it, but yeah, the laundry and the whole, what's it name?
Also, they gave her a
Cleaning up, and then
dog.
like,
What the hell?
yeah, the groomsman is a
yeah,
dog. Well,
right.
yeah, thank
That's
you.
like
Groomsman's a dog.
shit.
Yeah, even though there's
I
like,
mean, no offense,
clearly
to the
this.
dog. The dog's cute, but still.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I mean, like,
why
and
would you
also
give it?
there's clearly the Josh guy that's like into her, and then like Lulu just kind of like
Oh yeah.
bring him away as well, you know. So that's
Mhm.
kind of like, that's pretty jerk move from Lulu.
Fair.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I don't have much else to say on this. Are you guys still looking forward for episode 7? No.
Daredevil, yeah. No, I don't know.
I am literally excited for anything but She-Hulk herself. That's the best part
No,
about
that's the
She-Hulk.
crazy part, right? About
Everything
She-Hulk.
but her.
we're gonna clip that out and post it to make it viral. It's like, oh, hater.
I hope they do. I
Clickbait.
wish I get into like maybe they make season 2. They put my clip in the episode like, oh, She-Hulk hater, and then it's me literally saying that stuff. Bro,
If
we'll
that
be,
happen, we
we'll
can.
be
If
busted.
that happen, we can
That's
milk
so
it for.
meta.
We can milk that.
We can, yeah. That's pretty. That's as the cyberpunk kids say. That's pretty Nova. It is actually very Nova.
Very
That is Nova.
That is Nova.
That is
Oh my
Nova. I like it. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
But yeah,
hopefully.
so there's truth to that. Like in 6 episodes so far, and every time we watch She-Hulk, She-Hulk is not the best character in it. Like
Yeah.
Wong
Oh,
steals the show, and then Madison steals the show.
Madison, who steals the show?
Luke, the Etna of MCU is great.
Steals the,
Doesn't
the
steal the show,
bloody
but
wrecking crew. You
great.
guys were like, "Oh my god, it's the wrecking crew!" Like
That's
nobody
only
cares about
me.
She-Hulk. Shut up, Albert. Yeah, I'm talking
Yeah,
about
true.
you. You are a collective.
Hey, I like the reason why I like the Wrecking Crew is when I was
there's-
younger. I tried to imagine what a potential Luke Cage and Iron Fist movie would be, and they were my villains for that potential movie that I
I
made.
mean, Albert, there's the thing. What I'm saying is, there's nothing wrong with you liking the Wrecking Crew. It just proves
okay.
that they're much more likable than She-Hulk.
Oh,
Jeez.
fair.
Yeah,
It's-
right.
That's kind of a yikes, isn't it?
Yeah, and then like we have 3 episodes left, and who are we looking forward to? Daredevil.
Daredevil. Or the Wrecking Crew,
Yeah.
since they just came back.
Or
with
and
their
the
new
Wrecking
big
Crew.
needle.
Yeah,
Yeah, so they got the
Exactly.
big needle now.
yeah. It's like I don't think anyone really cares about She-Hulk at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Such a shame.
Yeah,
See,
even
better
the
her,
first
but not
the
really.
episode,
thing,
Hawk was the good one, I think.
Yeah, it was Hawk that we were looking forward with.
Yeah.
the thing is, I think I kind of can see where the direction of the show is going, kind of, and that's loose. Because I think Daredevil's gonna be involved, obviously something to do with the wrecking crew or whatever they are trying to get her DNA, and
Mhm.
trying to replicate it. I guess I'm not exactly sure, and we have 3 episodes left, so that's like kind of fast. I think I can guarantee now it's not gonna be as satisfying. I don't. There's no way to do it in 3 episodes. It's really quite fast. Maybe they could. If they could, I'll be surprised. But also, my biggest issue is the character growth for She-Hulk is not really there. She's pretty much the same character throughout the whole season.
It's
Yeah,
And like if
basically.
we compare it, and I want to compare it to the new characters. I'm not gonna compare it to Falcon and the Winter Soldier because they're existing, even though they have growth.
Yeah.
But like to
Like-
a Moon Knight, to Miss Marvel,
Miss Marvel.
Yeah,
and
Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop in a way. Yeah, they
Yeah.
they all have an arc. They all have like a growth moment in a way. They all have parts where they're like totally down and don't know what to
Yeah.
do and trying to discover themselves.
Yeah.
She-Hulk doesn't really have that so far,
Oh,
and I
I mean, it
want
doesn't help
them
that
to.
She-Hulk is like a one-off episodes, you know. You know,
Yeah,
doesn't have like a true plot to follow. Sorry, no. Continue, work.
no, and
Yeah.
I think the thing is there is no consequences to what she's doing so far, right? Like she haven't
Yeah.
really
No,
learned
no.
any lesson. So like, and I want it. I want She-Hulk to be good, but like we're just not getting it so far. Maybe we'll get it in 7 or 8, but we'll have to see.
like Albert's hopefulness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave
Our
up
Albert's so
hope.
I'm
hopeful.
always.
It's very sweet
Half-
of you,
half
Albert.
glass.
Because the thing is, what Albert's saying right now is literally what I said in episode 1. I hope there's an arc. There hasn't been an
Yeah,
arc.
there hasn't been
There
an arc.
hasn't
It's
been
6
one.
episodes in, but Albert's like, I'm pretty sure there's an arc in 2 episodes more. Believe it. Surely.
Oh.
Albert's like doubting himself.
It's okay, Albert. Don't be
No,
sad.
I'm trying to think of it in the sense of the other MCU films, if there are any that's this slow in building up the story. But I don't think so. I think this is the worst one in terms of doing that.
This is looking to be the worst series so far.
Yeah, I think that's also the problem, right? Like that it's I wouldn't call it one off, but it is like the general plot of each episode is not like connected to the last one, you know?
not
It's
a
super sitcom-y.
continuing
It's super
story.
sitcom-y.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there are recurring characters, but the story doesn't follow a plot, you know? Yeah. So
Yeah, they better.
it
they
even
better
has
pick
like a
up
sitcom
pace.
trope of like what's the name, story A and B, I guess. No?
Oh, yeah,
Like
the
Jen
story, yeah.
in the wedding, and then
Plots.
Nikki and Mallory doing the Mr. Immortal
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, even got the plot A
Yeah.
and B.
Yeah,
Trope.
yeah.
So yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, I guess that's about it. I don't think we have much else to say on She-Hulk.
Is this
It's not
is this
even
the
about
weakest
episode
episode?
six anymore.
Weakest episode so far?
Yes.
By far,
Biggest
by far,
episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
by far. This is the weakest. Like, really, nothing happens. I can say that with like absolute certainty. Yeah. Like what? Yeah. The most significant part of the story is just the wrecking crew getting a new needle, but that's also like there's nothing. They did nothing with it either in this episode, so yeah. Alright, yeah, that's about it I guess for this. I'm still gonna watch, might as well finish it up with 3 episodes left, but I'm not
For
really
what
too
it's worth,
excited
at
for
least
this
their
to talk it
pacing
all.
is pretty good. Like the episodes fly by, so
Like, yeah, because it's a sitcom.
20 minutes.
Yeah. Sitcom is just sit down and just kind of enjoy it, but this one is just kind of like
But what if we're not
it's
enjoying
there.
it?
Yeah,
It's
sit.
there to for
No,
It's just
sit,
sit.
no calm. Sit, no
Just
calm.
Is that what sitcom stands for? Sit comedy?
Yes. I
sitting
don't know,
comedy.
actually.
I
There
think
is
it
no-
was
there
was
is
it not
no way
like
that's what it stands for.
situational comedy? I don't
That
know.
makes more
Situational
sense.
comedy, yeah, that's
instead
what,
instead of
situational.
sitting comedy.
No, it
Oh,
is
it's just a
situational comedy.
situation. No comedy.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're in a
Alright.
situation.
You
but
know,
it's not funny.
That's true. A lot of it is just situations.
Yeah.
Like
Situation,
Jen
no
in a
comedy.
wedding, that's a situation. Alright,
So
I
what
guess
is
that's
comedy?
No, comedy.
let's plug it out, I guess. Yeah, that well for this episode review. All right, so
Okay.
Tagu, go ahead.
You you can find me on Instagram at tg23399 and on Twitter at teggydo.
Nice, Arik.
Find me on Instagram at Tarek Andrea. You can find me on Letterbox at Ricky Doo.
Nice. And yeah, you can
Yep.
find me on Instagram at KYAce27 and Disco Monkey on Letterboxd and YouTube. Albert.
Find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Dharma, and find me on YouTube and Letterbox at Jaw Movies to see all my Letterbox log, as well as the video version of this review is available on the Jaw Movies, JAWMOVIES, one word YouTube channel. And you can find the audio version on the Councilmen Show, on the Councilmen on Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts, and the social media is Councilmen Show, where you will see all of our posts on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And yeah, we are more active on Instagram and if I've done Twitter and if I don't keep forgetting, we'll be active there too. So yeah, I guess with that, the councilman has spoken, and we'll see you in the next video. I don't know if it's going to be a review. Yeah.